Crazy. Fucking crazy. I don't got words other than fucking Knicks in 7, Knicks in 7, Knicks in 7. Shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear it ever again. I don't want to hear it ever again. I don't want to hear it ever again. I don't want to hear that Jalen Brunson is a better player than Tyrese Halliburton ever again, because he's fucking not. He got locked up. Got locked up by Andrew Nembhard. Nembhard had 6 steals against this motherfucker tonight. I mean, Andrew Nembhard put that motherfucker in jail. Need to call him fucking, we were calling him Jalen Bumson in the fucking chat, because we were just like 8 of 18 from the field, 19 points, 2 of 7 from 3. Then he started getting frustrated. I don't want to hear it no more. I don't want to hear it. Got all the star power in the world. Telling you, depth is what matters in the NBA. And the Pacers and OKC are ahead of the curve. We're going back to the finals for the first time in 25 fucking years, boys. And you know what? It's been a long time coming, but better late than never. This whole game was crazy. Siakam won Eastern Conference Finals MVP. I had a feeling he was going to. Siakam played out of his fucking mind in this entire series. But this game was, I'm not going to lie. Andrew Nembhard in the beginning of the game, the beginning of the game was a little iffy because seemed like it was going to be a grinded out game, right? Going into halftime, it wasn't like, either team was really pulling away with the game. Andrew Nembhard offensively in the first half was not good. He was like 2 of 7. But defensively, he was making Brunson's life hell. And if Drew can do this against Jalen Brunson, I'm very, very excited to see what he can do against SGA, because he locked that motherfucker down. I mean, locked that motherfucker down. Brunson's a guy who can put up 24, 25 points per game pretty easily, okay? Andrew Nembhard put him in jail tonight. Josh Hart didn't have a good game. Thomas Bryant legacy game. What a time. What a time for Thomas Bryant to have a legacy game, man. In a closeout game 6 where you need him to step up. Good game. Good fucking game from Thomas Bryant, man. Halliburton was kind of passive in the first half, but then came out in the fourth quarter and scored 8 or 10 points. I mean, I said it in the Discord, okay? I was like, the way we're going to win this game is getting Karl Anthony Towns in drop coverage. And there was 8 straight points. That's all we did was get Karl Anthony Towns in drop coverage and let Tyrese Halliburton shoot a fucking floater. And it was money. So, Jarris Walker did suffer a bad ankle injury this game. Unfortunately, I don't know how bad it is, but it looked pretty bad. Anybody who actually saw it. I have a feeling he's not going to be available for the OKC series. I just have a bizarre feeling that's going to happen. Hopefully, Aaron Nesmith comes back even healthier or more healthy in the next series. The next game against OKC isn't until Thursday. So, guys are going to have a lot of time to rest. Jarris Walker's going to have a lot of time to rest. Aaron Nesmith's going to have a lot of time to rest. But this game for the Knicks, man, if I'm being honest with you, the only guys who really showed up to play for them was OG Anunoby and Karl Anthony Towns. Brunson had 19, but it was an ugly 19. Mikal Bridges played all right, actually. Landry Shamet played all right. But Mitchell Robinson was 8 and 9. Josh Hart was 4 of 6, or 4 and 6. Pascal Siakam had 31. And in the entire first half, it was pretty much just Pascal Siakam. I even said it in the Discord chat. I was like, Siakam needs some help. He had 16 points in the first half. And I was like, you have to help him out. And eventually, the cavalry arrived. Aaron Nesmith had 10 points, shot 2 of 4 from 3, 4 of 8 from the field. Halliburton had 21 points, 6 rebounds, and 13 assists. Mr. fucking overrated himself, is going to the NBA Finals. I wish they would realize. I wish they would realize that talking shit about Tyrese Halliburton has not worked. And it will continue to not work. Because for whatever reason, people seem to think he's... I don't know why. They just seem to think he's not as good as he is. This motherfucker, as soon as we traded for him, we became a playoff team. And then, now that we have him, we're going to the NBA Finals. Like I said, I don't want to hear Jalen Brunson's better than Tyrese Halliburton anymore, right? I don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear it no more. Okay? This was a perfect example. All right? It don't get more realer than this shit right here. Clutch player of the year? All right, we'll talk about it. Even that's up for debate, okay? But just the idea, Andrew Nembhard came alive in the second half as well. Obi Toppin finally had an Obi Toppin-like game off the bench, I might say. 18 points, 6 rebounds, 7 of 11 from the field, 2 of 4 from 3. Thomas Bryant, 11 and 3, 3 of 4 from 3. Miles Turner didn't have a great game, but it was 11 points, 2 rebounds. Even TJ McConnell didn't have a typical TJ McConnell game, and we won. Ben Mathurin didn't play super well, had played 8 minutes and scored 4 points. But we really, really need to address rebounding in the offseason. That's something I've noticed about this series. Mitchell Robinson was a bit of a problem. But there was a lot of things in this game that just kind of irritated me. You know, we got rid of our coach's challenge early in the game, which sucks. I felt like a lot of the calls were kind of bullshit in this game. Towards the first half, it just seemed like all the calls went in New York's way, and then in the second half, a lot of them went our way. But Karl Anthony Towns specifically, every time this motherfucker put the ball on the floor, it seemed like somebody got injured. Like, they all were leading with their knees and, like, kneeing people in the balls all game, and you still lost. All right? So if you're a Knicks fan and you're watching this video... Okay, I just want you to know, you tried to take out our fucking future children, all right, and you still lost. So, I don't want to hear it no more. I'm tired of hearing it. I'm tired of hearing about Jalen Brunson. I'm tired of hearing about this team. The problem with the Knicks is and always will be from this point forward that if any of their key players, Josh Hart, Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, okay, Miles McBride, if any of their key guys do not have a decent game, they're not going to win. Josh Hart didn't have a good game. Jalen Brunson didn't have his typical game. Miles McBride didn't have a great game. The Knicks cannot afford to have any of their key players not play well because they don't have enough depth. Landry Shamet was very good. I will say that. Landry Shamet was very good for them, but when you're a team like the Knicks and you're so strapped for cash, you cannot, under any circumstance, have your guys just play bad. And honestly, it's not even really bad. It's like you can't have, a mediocre game. Like, you have to be Jalen Brunson. If the Knicks were going to win this series, Jalen Brunson would have had to score, easily upwards of 25 points every single game of this series. Because if he doesn't have it going, somebody else has to have it going. And Thibs doesn't like to go to his bench. Finally, he realized he has to. But I have a feeling there's changes coming for the Knicks. I do. I have a feeling there's changes coming. Because after all they traded for Mikal Bridges, the huge contract they signed OG Anunoby to, they traded for Karl Anthony Towns. Yeah, you made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. You made it competitive. Okay. You get a pass, but they do need more depth, and I feel like they have to get rid of somebody if they're going to add more depth. So I do feel there's going to be some changes coming to their roster. I don't know who they're going to get rid of. Probably Josh Hart, but and I don't even know if that's the guy I'd get rid of. But it's just the idea. They've got a lot of cash tied up into 5 guys, and they really, really need to find some way to add depth if they really, really want to be a legitimate championship contender. So, if you're a Pacers fan, enjoy it. Enjoy it, boys, because we got OKC next, 4 more wins, and we win the first NBA championship in Indiana Pacers history. And, I made the video that I made the other day about OKC for a reason. everybody's like, oh, don't jinx it. No, I knew we were going to beat the Knicks. We had 3 games to win 1 game. And with how good this team plays at home, I was like, I'm sorry. I don't think the Knicks are beating us. They're not a good road team. So we end up winning this game. And I look forward to this OKC series. I think this series is going to be really good. There's going to be a lot of adjustments, a lot of changes. It's SGA, man. SGA and Jalen Williams, and OKC can ball. All right, we know it. They can ball. They're the number 1 seed in the West for a reason. But we've been the Cinderella story. People keep counting us out, man. That's the one thing I like about this team is like the only people who truly believe in this team are the people that watch it. Like the people who watch the games, the people who know what each guy on our team is capable of. I feel like the casual NBA fan has no idea how deep or how good this team is. You have to be locked into the NBA or a Pacers fan really to like understand how good the Indiana Pacers are. But we're here. All right. Did they not want us here? I think so. I think they didn't want us here. But here we are. And you know what? People are still, they counted us out against Milwaukee, counted us out against Cleveland, they counted us out against New York, and now they're counting us out against OKC. And they're going to. And you know what? I love it. I love every fucking moment of it. Because I'm like, you know what? That one game, man, all it's going to take is that one game for us to just punch them in the fucking mouth. And then teams are going to be like, oh. And the way every single series we've played in these playoffs, we've had a game where we stole one. And that one game where we stole one was a big deal. So, let's see. We'll see what happens. This team has pulled miracles out of its ass all postseason. All NBA playoffs, they've done it. And you know what? I think even if we win, I hate to say this, but I think even if we win, there's probably going to be some more changes coming to this team. Just because of a salary cap perspective. And yeah, Herb Simon, you better pay the fucking tax. Herb, if you see this video, you better pay the fucking tax. Because if you don't, sell the team. I'm gonna get people. I don't know how, but I'm gonna get people. I'm gonna get people to go stand outside Gamebridge Fieldhouse and fucking protest and riot for you to sell the fucking team. The Pacers have not paid the luxury tax, I think, since 2005. Okay? We have not paid the luxury tax since 2005. What does that tell you? So, we don't have excuses anymore, Herb. The excuses are gone. I told you this when we made the Eastern Conference Finals. Now we're making the NBA Finals. We're here. We're legit. Okay? No more excuses. I don't want to hear any more excuses. I don't want to see, if you let Miles Turner walk in free agency and it's over $20 million or $25 million, okay? I just want you to know, Herb, you and I are going to have a problem. I just want you to know that. You're going to have a problem. Yeah, I think there's things Miles Turner could do better. In some ways, I feel like Miles would even be better as a bench center in some instances, just because he's just not good on the boards. He's a great blocker, a great three-point shooter. And I know there's people who would be like, oh, well, there's no fucking way he doesn't start. And I get that. I really do. But we need to address rebounding. But let's see. We'll see what happens against OKC. I'm excited. Enjoy it. It's been a hell of a ride. And Pacers are going to the NBA Finals, baby. So tell me what you guys think down below in the comment section below. Like helps me out. Subscribe if you guys want to see more on the Fast Break Report. And I'm out of this motherfucker. Peace, guys.